Make sure you share, follow, like the video that I'm about to record. Donald Trump had a press conference where he was asked questions live in person, and the only news station that was willing to cover it live was Fox News. All the other news stations just used sound clips. I watched the whole press conference, and it makes me wonder if Donald Trump can lead the country for 4 more years. I've seen what it does to people being president. It breaks you down and makes you old fast. And 4 more years of Donald Trump is going to be difficult. He dodged many other questions, and he also said that he wanted Kamala Harris to have 3 debates with him, um, one on Fox News, one on ABC, and one on CBS. He also said that there was already a debate for the vice president, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. Unlike what Donald Trump says, your vice president is very important because that's the person that will take charge if something happens to you. J.D. Vance only has 1 year and a half of experience as a senator. He doesn't have a lot of governmental experience, period. Um, Tim Walz has a lot more governing experience. He was governor for many years. He was senator. He was, in the House of Representatives. He was also uh, a school teacher. So he worked in government for many years and knows how government works and functions. Um, the back to the press conference. The press conference showed Donald Trump's true age. It's like when an older person invites you to their home. He had the press conference live from Mar-a-Lago. Instead of having it in a studio or having it in a press room, he had it straight from Mar-a-Lago, which um, was made it a little bit more awkward, right? When the reporters asked him questions, it showed that he didn't hasn't had many campaign events and is moving at a slower pace than Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are. Their pace in the JD Vance and Donald Trump camp is a lot slower than the Kamala Harris and Walz camp. I know it's not about moving fast and hurrying up, but he showed his age. That's the problem. Donald Trump showed his age during the debate, and it's worrying to me if he can lead the country, if he can't hold a press conference for 65 minutes without repeating the talking points and rambling and getting off on tangents. He tried his hardest not to, but he was distracted easily. That's not one of his strong points. He doesn't stay on message. He diverts, and he well, sounded like he was in a rally. He was trying to do that to the reporters, and the reporters didn't really grill him that much because they invited certain reporters that they knew would not challenge him or question him. Um, period. Right? Kamala Harris had protests at her event. She had protesters. The non-committed people were outside protesting. Kamala Harris's people, according to accounts, came out and set up a meeting for the uncommitted leaders to sit with Kamala Harris and they could work out their differences. When she started to speak, there was a Palestinian protesters inside. They started to scream, and Kamala Harris rolled her eyes and said, "Hey, do you want to elect Donald Trump?" So she pretty much handled it without being disrespectful or um, sounding disingenuous. She understands the political implications, how much protest Biden faced from the left based on his stance on Israel and Palestine. And she definitely wants to make sure that she doesn't alienate um, uh, any voters from the pro Palestinian movement and also the Israeli supporters. So she's walking a thin line and still trying to get both sides to come together. As you saw the videos, they started to attack each other, but Donald Trump hasn't been able to get his footing and be able to attack Kamala Harris without sounding racist or misogynist. So he's still trying to figure out what is the best approach to attack her. He sounded upset still that Biden dropped out of the race. As you see, he's an older gentleman, so it takes him a little while to adjust. I'm not sure when he's going to adjust and adjust his campaign. Many people say that his campaign needs to be adjusted to a new target and a new rival, right? But he's still running the same campaign, using the same talking points, and he needs a reworking, maybe get new aides. However, it's hard because um, Trump has a limited inner circle. A lot of the people that were in his White House or advise him no longer are willing to advise him or work with him. He has lost a lot of relationships that he had built over the years because of his stances and the way he carried himself politically. Um, Many people are finding him to be hard to deal with and difficult to deal with. However, the polls are still showing that Donald Trump is neck and neck with Kamala Harris, and that's what we should think about. Why are the polls so close, neck and neck? Because the Democrats have their base, the Republicans have their base. But the ones that need to be swayed are the independents, the young people, the older people, and the moderates in the middle. Those are the people that need to be swayed. Um, and if you could sway the people that are undecided or are not going to vote, they planning on sitting out the election. If you could sway them to come out and vote, then that's going to make a difference in both campaigns. They appeal to the leaders and they're showing their leadership skills to the world and to our society. There's many things happening, and every day is a new day. Every time I turn on the news or I read the newspaper or I read articles, every day new things are happening and new developments are happening big time. They have criticized Kamala Harris for not putting out a platform, but she's only been a nominee for the Democratic Party for a few days. Joe Biden dropped out only 2 weeks ago. So you want her to have a platform of policies already as what she would do as president. She's working on it. And they said it's going to be unveiled at the Democratic National Convention when that occurs. Also, they agreed to a debate September 10th on ABC. The terms and conditions of the debate, I'm not sure what they are, but I'm sure they will be coming out soon. Thank you for joining me. I'm Celso Garcia, also known as Old Man Labor. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and helps out the neighborhood and all point of views to be heard across the country. Thank you.